Good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. Today is Thursday, April 9th. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning here. And had a lot of news come out at 7:30. Really just didn't really do much. Just been kind of hanging around this key level here at the 25.041 pretty much for like the last hour and a half. So even though it was anticipated that there was just a lot of news kind of bulked into one there at 7:30. But again, not much price action, not much craziness there. All right, so no leg here yet to map out. Again, hope everyone's having a great morning. Right back to those 25,000s. Seems to be an area we like to hang around in. So some things to look out for here this morning. We've got a pretty big seller unbalanced volume here sitting at the 25.249 to the 214 with a key level sitting right up here at the 256. So I can also anticipate market wanting to come and tap into this big piece of volume that's sitting right here. We have a seller, big piece of unbalanced volume sitting at the 24.803 to the 24.764 down below us. And then some key levels at the 24.399 and the 24.354 to kind of watch out for here this morning. And then as far as the ES, as I told my signal members, kind of gave them the anticipation of this move right here. There's two key levels sitting 2 points apart from each other, 68.16 and the 68.14. So I said that we could maybe dip just a little bit here, take some liquidity going right here, or most likely we come right here at the session open. Just a quick way for them to get some liquidity here for the morning. And then we've got a big piece of buyer unbalanced volume area here at the 67.71 to the 67.49. And then we got another kind of a key area here on the ES, in my opinion. Big unbalanced volume area sitting right here from the 66.80s to the 66.51s with a key level down here at the 66.51. So again, we could grab liquidity right there, make a nice little move to the upside there. So that's kind of what I see here on the ES. Just switched over to the 1 minute here. Again, we've been pretty much hanging around this 25.041 key level pretty much all morning here. Grant, what are you looking for on Bookmap? I said I saw you going short at the 25 190s. So I got liquidity sitting at the 200s right now, the 150s. 975s looks like it's developing pretty strong. Morning, Tiger. Grant, good morning. J-Loves, good morning. Hope you're getting better service, man. Nordic, Joe, Karen, Rob, William, Mo, Keith, good morning, all. Pretty tame morning so far. Something felt off. Did not start my journal entries here yet for this morning. For those prop traders out there, today is the last day for the Apex 90% Easter sale. That ends at midnight tonight, Eastern time. Extremely rangy here this morning. Probably in about a 75-point range here. $84 points. Take a look at gold. Got a setup here sitting at the 47.53.3, targeting the 47.58.2 with the stop at the 47.48.1. That's the closest setup we've got. And then we've got a key level up here at the 48.59.2 that I could see gold having a hard time getting through. ES is just kind of hanging around these two key levels here at the 16 and 14. Let's see if it gets a backbone from here or not. So this is our 15-minute opening range right now. I know it says IB low. You know, you guys are used to that being the first hour, but kind of had some issues with the indicator that did not like the horizontal line labels, which are vital to my trading. So kind of had to make do with that one. But this is still painting here. So I mean, it's 8:43 right now. We still got 2 more minutes or minute and a half here for the 15-minute initial balance. We'll see if we get a setup here or not this morning. Looks like we might attack the IB initial balance high for the first 15 minutes. All right, let's see if we get into a trade here. All right, nothing there. A nice little flip though to the downside here. 108. Positive delta, red footprint. Let's see if they attack it here one more time or not. Tiger, what am I missing at the 25-120? Still pretty choppy price action here. Let me see. I might have mapped that out already on my levels, but I actually have my monitors from the ceiling is off, which is where I typically keep my chart. But let's see if I once I stop stalking this trade here, I'll take a look. This morning there was PCE, the initial jobless claims, GDP, consumer spending. Well, the four of them at 7:30. We got consumer spending at. I thought they were all at 7:30. I don't know. The financial juice, one's at 12:30, which is U.S. consumer spending. But we had PCE, initial jobless claims, and GDP all come out this morning at 7:30. At least that's what I see on my financial juice here at April 9th. Do have a setup forming here on the 120 that we'll keep an eye on. Still need that up green candle. Yeah, they really like that 25041 level. Another great flip there. But we've been so choppy right here. I mean, this is where we've been pretty much hanging out the whole entire morning. All right, so we're in this trade here. Got about 8 points of risk here. Let's see if we get tagged out. All right, so loser today on the on that 80 range. Got a nice entry there, so it took eight and 3/4 points right there. So I'll log that in. Oh, gotta take that off. That was close. And today was a pretty damn strong rangy day, so let's see what we get here now. So again, super tight on the risk, obviously. And you'll see, we'll hit the 30-pointer. Yeah, I got stepped out for 8 3/4 points on that one. Actually, my fill was perfect. I got it right on the bottom of that candle right there, and stop was sitting right above it. So it took about maybe a half a point of slippage back on the stop loss there. And again, this is just a mathematical equation. Nice continuation model here to the downside right now on the NQ. You can see buyers trying to defend this area right here. Pretty much your 15-minute orb right here. They were trying to defend that. Sellers were still able to push down, so this looks to me like a pretty strong continuation model to the downside here, but we'll see. Morning, Nate. All right, nice little setup here. So entry at the value area high. Stop on this one is going to be break of structure. So right around here, might be able to tighten that up just a little bit as well. Let's bring this down just a tad. Right there is probably right. And then point of control down to here. So risk in about 30 to make 60. Not a bad risk to reward right there on this current setup. So we'll see if we'll see how this candle here closes. See if the buyers have can make a little push up here or not. Real quick here, guys. Give me 1 second. Just want to put this in here. All right, we'll see if they can take the bait here at the 25,080. So again, what we're looking for here is pretty simple. So we finally got our first kind of break of structure here from this morning. Okay, nice little push to the downside. So now what we're looking for is price action could come back and revisit this value area high. We do have a big unbalanced volume here sitting by sellers. So great area to take a short from. And then target right back down to the point of control, or you could do break of structure down here. Or we continue to the downside, which is no problem. We'll look for the next setup. Oh, absolutely. Now I know that you're talking about Tiger. I mean, we could talk for hours on that. And if you want, you can always set up a DM with me on the masterclass there, and we can jump on a 101, and I could show you some things that'll kind of blow your mind on, especially on stop hunts. And Tiger, another thing that might help you out is on my Discord every morning. I know you see it, but so I give you these levels on the NQ and the ES every day. So yes, there is a 15-minute level right here that I have right here. But what I do now, why these have become popular and obviously much stronger, is I now only include my levels in the unbalanced volume areas. So where we've had on the higher time frame a impulsive move, break of structure from these areas, and then a specific either a 5-minute level or a 15-minute level within those, which will give your probability even stronger. Before, for 2 years, I used to just map out 15-minute and 5-minute levels. So every single one that was on the chart that fit my criteria, I would do. And I did that as a training so that people can understand how to at least identify these levels that I teach in my masterclass. But now I've filtered them all out to just being in unbalanced high volume areas. And that's on my Discord every single morning for the ES and the NQ. And in fact, I actually said here today, levels a bit tricky on based on the large spike from Tuesday night session. It's kind of caused somewhat of an imbalance in the market here. So they've been just a little bit tricky. And again, our unbalanced volume area here is sitting right here. So we could get a reaction right here, which is fine. I'm looking for, see if we can get a better entry here at the 25.080. Just stick to the exact rules, keep it as mechanical as you can, see if we can not take it down and continue on with the opening session trend here. Rob, did you fix the levels in the morning? Red and Q was wrong. One was wrong this morning. Let's see. Sometimes the only obstacle is if I move levels sometimes from a different level, you know, once it's been hit, I'll reuse just that line. And then it's 1 out of 1,000 times I might forget to relabel that line. It's in the right spot, but it might not have the right label on there. So that might be the scenario there. I'll take a look at it when after the session here. And again, I know I've explained this a few times, and I'll keep explaining it just to make things, you know, kind of easy. What I'm looking for here is we've obviously had a nice continuation to the downside here. Okay, some strong 120 range footprint candles. What I'm looking for is 3 to 5. Anything bigger is going to be obviously a bigger trade, so you kind of have to adjust your risk. But 3 to 5 is you're going to be usually in your sweet spot. 3 to 5 down 120 range candles. We don't want to see this type of action. You know, this is a clear downtrend. Finally broke some structure down here. So again, it's taking your basic and widely used price action theories on now a continued push again to the downside. And what I've done is I've incorporated volume to try to find your using the fixed volume profile to find all my levels. So all my trades are completely done by the fixed volume profile here now. And what you can see is your value area high is sitting at the 25.080, which is where we have our resting limit order at. If we're wrong on this trade, obviously it's going to be the break of structure. It's now going to be a leg to the upside, or it could just be a liquidity sweep continued to the downside. That's always the risk. It's part of trading. And what we're doing is we're hoping price action comes in here, taps us in, and then what we're looking for is obviously to find an area that we've had the most business conducted in this leg, which is the point of control sitting at the 25.019. So that would be your TP1. And then your TP2, your final destination, would be just the break of structure to the downside. And I like to look at everything from a risk to reward standpoint. So I already know that we've got good pricing up here. So if we can take an entry up here, at this point, you know, we're looking at on this trade, sorry, I gotta get out of this. We're looking at 30-point stop with a 60-point take profit. So, and they're not all going to be, you know, 2-to-1s like this. Some will be 1-to-1. Some will be even better. Some will be a little bit worse. But you'll see very quickly that what makes the most sense to target based on where the levels in the fixed volume profile are sitting. So again, if you want to kind of incorporate the best of a lot of the strategies, you know, it's a really nice method here for kind of mechanical trading, but still it's boring trading. But you'll see the results. And you know, obviously we've had 3 winners in a row. Had one for 120 points that I traded, I think, on Tuesday. I've had a few really nice big ones. You know, obviously there's going to be some losers in here, as I've drawn out a few times. You know, your worst enemy is going to be your days like this, and you know, where you think you've got your fair value low here. Sorry, I know this goes away. Trying to get good at it here. You know, these are the ones that hurt the most, because, you know, you've got your fair value low right here. You take a long, you know, trying to target right here again. Market takes your stop out, sweeps liquidity, rises to the top side. You might now think fair value high is right here. Might come on, take out our liquidity sitting right up here, make the move down. So this pattern will happen. But again, it's just the law of probabilities. You know, 80% of your breakouts are going to always fail. And if you get a big trending day, even on big trending days, even though you might get a small retracement, you will see that your value area low, probably most likely your point of control, will usually follow price action pretty tightly. So even on big trending days, you can still get opportunities here to get into these big trends. And then on your range days, they work extremely well. Range days are even probably better for the strategy, which is your majority of your days. So again, it's a combination of a lot of really good price action theories. I think we did break the low here. So based on this low here that we did break already, structure here, I am going to be canceling out this order, even though I really like the setup here. Do not like this break of structure here, especially if we get another green candle up here. It could have been a sweep here going for the highs. Still very high probability setup, but I'll wait for the next move that we get. And when you feel a little uncertain on your trade, since this is such a really nice risk to reward, you know, what you could always do is you could switch over to your 60 range footprint or stay on the 120. Let it go into your fair value high area, and if you do get a flip or if you get a down candle down here, you can then take a reduced risk trade where you know that there's reaction. But what you want to avoid is just a straight pop to the upside. You know, now we're just kind of getting into, again, just a big range right here. In general, not the greatest price action here this morning. Key, I'm not. You know, like I just explained, if you start getting in a situation like this where we don't get the pullback, because generally what you'll see is you might have a candle here, but then you'll get the pullback here, looking for liquidity for its next move to the downside. This is a lot of consolidation right here. We did break the low down here. So again, in a situation like this, even though this setup is really nice because you've got a really nice risk to reward, we still haven't tapped into any of this unbalanced volume area that you see here in gold, which is controlled right now by sellers. In this scenario, if you want to take a flip or take a footprint candle closure to the downside, you know, and reduce your risk to the top of that candle, great. Or continue on with this risk right here, which is really only 30 points. It's not a huge amount of risk considering my position sizing right now. But you'll see there typical days you might get 6 setups, 4 setups. So you just stay patient and see if we get another mini leg down. And I say boring. I say boring in a good way, obviously. And it's the strategy, I think, is pretty friendly for the stream. It's not necessarily again, it's not necessarily the sexiest thing because, you know, I really like, you know, finding areas of unbalanced volume, and which is this gold area right here right now is a big one. So I'll wait for a footprint confirmation here, take a short. But again, it's a little bit harder for people to grasp the entire concept. This is bringing really all your traditional theories in auction theory, market theory, price action. It brings it all together to something that I think is very digestible and easy to understand here on a YouTube stream. And I'm not saying that the YouTube stream is not capable of the other techniques. They obviously are. They've adapted to it really well, but it's a nice mechanical based strategy. So that'll should limit your over trading and your revenge trading. And again, like anything, there's going to be losses. I'm over the fact of trying to be perfect on the stream here every single morning. I'd rather wait to see for good opportunities and put our risk on the best opportunities. So let's take a look here. Let me jump down to the 2-minute here really quickly. So you do have a setup here forming. Let's see if we get any big break of structure. So on this leg here, if we can get a decent break of structure down here, which that was a terrible line. You know what? We do have a line tool. So if we get a break of structure right here, which looks like it might be happening, Tiger Trades, you've got a great level right here. You've got a great stop loss area right here. You got another one sitting up here, which is very nice, but the only problem with this guy... Oh, no, this was not the opening move. But this might end up being IB. I'm pretty sure this will end up being IB high, which is why I'm going to love it. And for those of you that have done the Volume Masterclass, I've got 2 bonus contests coming out this weekend. The exact little stop loss play that I'm just demonstrating, and this strategy in depth on the 120 range. Still haven't really thought of a good name for it. Maybe I should go out and ask my brother-in-law. He's the one that came up with the 50-minute Rob reversal, so... All right, we've got about 10 minutes here for initial balance to be set. Did I put... No, I didn't. Did I put the wrong screenshot on the levels here this morning? 4 digits. I don't know what they're talking about with the 4 digits. Oh, I know what you're talking about. What the hell did I just do? I know what you guys are talking about now. My apologies on that. Wow. That was it. All right, 8 minutes here for IB to be set. Wow. It's like, what are they talking about? Now I know what they're talking about. So let's edit this post. Wow, this market is slow. I'll be back, guys. 2 minutes. Oh, Tiger, that's great. Oh, man. All right, let's see if there's any liquidity sitting anywhere. Anybody trade options on here? So, I mean, the market is just, it's just not. We've got some liquidity sitting at the 75s, which we're just tapping into right now. Let's see if we get some absorption. We've got the 50s down here. That's not what I want to do. ES is kind of the same. ES has got some sitting at the 6805s. Pretty light though. So they're absorbing here now on the ES. Same thing with the NQ. Don't be fooled, this is not the IB low just yet. This is just initial. So got 4 minutes for the IB to be set here. And currently, ES did absorb all the contracts sitting right here. Next area for them, pretty natural spot, is going to be the 6800s. Kind of sitting with the big liquidity sitting with the here on the NQ as well. So I was reading up on the futures options. So they've got futures options that you can trade from NinjaTrader. I haven't explored to see what if I need to either set up a different account or if my two cash accounts I could trade off them from there. But the only reason I bring that up is, you know, every so often, we had it a few times last week and the week prior on the ES, that it just, the things are so clear, you know, where they've got just multiple levels of insane amount of contracts, and then you just kind of wait to see them absorb one or two of those levels, and And then you just kind of look for that floating level that kind of trails price action. On those particular days, and a short option to go short on the ES. I mean, I know you could do it with a micro, or you could, just to kind of cut sizing down, but I don't know. I'd like to at least learn about it a little bit more. A lot of things I'd like to learn a little bit more on. So it looks like we're going to be piercing into this IB low right off the bat here. All right, so we got IB set here. We got some liquidity sitting down here at the 950s. So again, that's something for us to keep in mind here. I got to get rid of this, which becomes a pain in the ass. And let's see here. All right, so we're on our 30 range. Let's bring over the, nope, 60 range and the 30 together. And let's see if we get a trade opportunity here or not. Almost feel like today might be a 15 pointer. Just not a lot of movement here. All right, there's a tap. Got some negative delta here. No more negative delta, no flip here on the 30. Nothing to do there. Monitor the 60. No flip on the 60. $60 hasn't completed yet. This doesn't look great to me. This just seems very, very indecisive here. And again, the market's going to want to come back and test, probably grab into this liquidity sitting down here in the 50s. Excuse me. IB low doesn't look too great. I'd rather see it tap into this liquidity down here at the 50s. But this price action is just, it's pretty yucky. I don't know. Today almost it seems like a day you almost have to kind of stay on the 30 because just it's not. At least for this type of scalp. And not getting any signals here whatsoever. So I think I'm done with this. Now I could look for a short from here now at this point. That would be interesting to me. Let's see if we get a little pushback here. I'll take a short down to that 50 area. And where's our flip? Our flip's right here. So again, about 9 points of risk here. Super choppy. Oh shit. Super choppy price action. So wouldn't surprise me if I get stopped out here, but I'll take a little stab there on a continuation short. All right, that didn't work out. So again, about 9 points of risk there. Trying to make, I don't know, what was that? 15, 20 points, somewhere around here, just to the liquidity here. But it really didn't feel, oh, of course, now we got the flip to the upside. So one bar too late there on that trade. Should have been looking still for the longs here, but at this point, you know, most bias is short. We bounced already. We didn't really get the reaction that I wanted to from here, from this first initial area. Did get a continuation model to go short, so it was just one bar off there, but that's okay. Yeah, I missed it too, bud. This was the but very conflicting here. Very conflicting. My bias was already short. Didn't really like this IB long so much. Long here, I would take it if I got a really good flip on the initial candle, which we didn't. We didn't see it on the 30 or the 60. And then when I saw this continuation model here, figured we trapped some of the buyers here. Took a long. Obviously got stopped out, but it's okay. Just some pretty crummy price action here this morning. The 5-minute ATR is sitting at 33, which is super low. Two minutes sitting at 23. But again, just took two trades already this morning. Both of them. This one maybe this IB. I like the trade. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. I got the signal to go short. Didn't feel like the longs were in play here. We were in a pretty short bias here from the open session. So once I saw this confirmation candle to go short, figured we had some buyers trapped up here, and unfortunately my entry confirmation to go long was the next candle. But again, was on pretty tight risk there, 9 points, so I could take these 3-4 more times and still be extremely profitable. You just got to catch the nice ones like yesterday. Actually, yesterday was break even because we missed our target of 20 points by like 1.5 points. But not much to do here, guys. Not really seeing anything here. I mean, the beauty of this is that you kind of avoid a lot of this crap right here. Yeah, I would not trade with margin either. I mean, it would need to be cash. Talking about options on the futures, obviously, we're all pretty much using margin. Yeah, but talking about the options thing, the reason why I like the futures options contracts is you're not involved in the PDT rule with the stocks and option. You know, unless obviously you've got 25K and I don't trade equities like that. I just have those in long-term portfolios. So that's not an option for me. Nor do I want to put in 25 grand to trade options. But if I had the ability for E-mini option contracts through NinjaTrader, and if it's going to be using my margin from my cash accounts, I'm all for that. I'd have to learn I'd have to learn the, what am I trying to say here? I've actually never even looked at the options chain on NinjaTrader. I've only seen it on, I do have a Tasty Trade account that's been inactive with, I think, about $1,000 for 4 years. But I get monthly statements on it, so I know I could trade on there. And I heard that they're very friendly with their options chain. It's a pretty user-friendly platform. I didn't think it was the greatest for futures contracts. But I believe that might have been the first firm that I opened an account with, was Tasty Trade. And then from Tasty Trade, I switched over to TradeStation because that's what my brother-in-law was using for his day trading equities. And that just, I mean, I don't want to talk shit about anybody, but that was not a good platform, in my opinion. I know serious traders really like it, but it's just not intuitive at all. And I couldn't figure out how to get like indicators put on. I mean, the regular indicators I could, but it was just, everything seemed difficult. And I know they've revamped their platform because, again, I think I have $1,300 or $1,400 still left in that futures account on TradeStation, which has been inactive. Sometimes I'll use it in my trading view just to get the data, so I don't use up one of my 2 Ninja connections. So I'll use the TradeStation connection there, but I have not traded in there. Well, I just got my W-2 statement from them, and I think it was a profit of like $32 in there for the whole year of 2026. So I don't know. I don't remember taking a trade in there, but it's possible. Maybe on TradingView. And then I switched over to Ninja, and I've been with Ninja now for at least 4 years. And they've never given me a reason to leave. I mean, the indicators, I've got the indicators that I need to trade. You know, I do like what you see on one of my Signal members. He uses, God, I always want to say Atlas, but it's not Atlas. Fuck, I can't remember the name of it now. Even if you type in the name, it's hard for me to pronounce, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. And then I know the volume trader Fabio on YouTube. He promotes deep charts, which I do like how they've integrated bookmap bubbles into deep charts. I think that could be useful. You know, we have it with NinjaTrader. I just think it's kind of, what's the best word for it? Crappy. Right here. I think it could be around 30. So it paints these bubbles right here on NinjaTrader. But I think this is more of an aggregate percentage than it is actual big trades. I could be wrong, but I think this is more in cumulative aggregate. I'm actually pretty sure it is. So again, they don't really match up with what I'm looking at on Bookmap, and you know, I see some big trades come in on thing and it's not showing up here. So then whenever you have doubt, I'm like, it's not the greatest. But I understand why Bookmap, you would get so many more people to subscribe to Bookmap if Bookmap can integrate as an indicator onto NinjaTrader. They would blow up. Yes, I know you could be on, well, let me just take this thing off. And this also sucks the shit out of your resources on your computer too. Mine can handle it, but always keep that in mind. I guess we could have just taken along from the IB low here. So you could trade, you can attach NinjaTrader to Bookmap and trade off of Bookmap, but why doesn't Bookmap just create an indicator? They wouldn't lose the licensing. They would still have everybody still pay a subscription. You could probably even charge people, give them an add-on and say, get the volume bubbles or certain indicators that you really like on Bookmap completely integrated into NinjaTrader. Dude, they would kill it. They would add thousands and thousands of subscriptions to Bookmap. So I've never used Sierra Chart. So I'm not really looking for, I mean, yeah, I guess it would be somewhat important too for resting limit orders. Yeah, that would be great. I could do that. I could do that with NinjaTrader. It's not the sexiest thing in the world, but it does match up perfectly to Bookmap, which is their heat map, which is where is it? Right here. It's ugly as shit. Let me see. I might have a template already here for it. I don't. I have my template upstairs. But my template upstairs looks a lot prettier than this, but let's see. And it usually on the footprint charts doesn't really, let's see if it loads up any data or not. Usually on the footprint charts, it doesn't really like it too much. Works much better on the candlestick charts, which again is really stupid, but yeah, see, I don't see any data coming in right now. If I remove this guy from here and I put him on the candlestick, you'll see that this will now work. It's just clunky. It's actually there, you just can't see it. Let me see if I can now I can't see it. For one reason or the other, it's not popping up. I could see it on the screen. I could see it right here. I just can't see it. I don't know, the opacity or something. It's just... Oh no, it's showing up now on my charts. I don't know. Upstairs I've got it set where it shows it easier. I could see it here, but you guys probably, I don't know if you guys could see it with the resolution or not. This is fucking garbage. move. It looks like we're coming right back to this 25,041 level. So Tiger, I see it doesn't give you the level 2, but you're able to at least get the footprint charts, right, with the prop, with the Trade of 8 prop. So I know that was something that they've added, I don't know, several months ago. Yeah, I guess besides VWAP, you're not really missing much. I take that back. You should have it. Addis. That's the word. Addis. I don't know. For the life of me, I always want to say Atlas. They should just rename the whole platform to Atlas. They'd probably sell more. They'd probably sell more subscriptions. That's just my marketing brain going. What do you think here? Market finally broke a little bit of structure here now to the upside, even though not very decisively. What did it say? Positive thoughts bring positive outcomes. You can have as many thoughts as you want, but that ain't gonna help. Sometimes it's a green day, sometimes it's a red day. You just need your green days to outweigh your red days. I mean, we're into how many days of trading here already? So today's going to be the 6th day of trading in April. I don't know, what am I up already here? 3,900 bucks. That's not terrible. Let's say 22 trading days, so we've got about 3 more of those, 3.5 maybe. So yeah, I need some decent days coming up here. Or not. Happy with the even average days. Morgan March was good. Hit my 10K goal. I think the last day I was up, I could be off by a couple $100, but I think it was up. I was up 12,000, and my last day of March, I took a red day of maybe like 1,900. I remember it was I don't know, maybe it was a cash profit Friday. Can't remember, but stayed over my $10,000 goal for March, and that's through all my funded accounts and my cash accounts. So not huge. I think it was maybe $500, $600 when you threw out all the accounts. Some groups a little bit higher than the others. I think overall cash accounts last month were only up like $700 each. And there's probably a discrepancy there of maybe 100, 200 bucks. So definitely short of some of the better months of 2025, October, November. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, the boat is fully ready. I don't know when so my wife and my 2 daughters, they went for their spring break. I stayed here, so obviously they didn't take out the boat because they won't take it out without me, which is probably a good idea. And then yeah, we really haven't we're probably eyeing July, which is gonna be hot as shit, but it'll be great for the boat there. There will be a programming note for next week. I am chaperoning my daughter's 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip. So I'll post those in on YouTube and in the Signal service. That'll be next week. Can't remember the exact dates. I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I'm kind of excited. I think Washington, D.C.'s... I think that trip, I mean, I remember it from my 8th grade trip. I thought it was a fantastic experience. All my other kids have done it, so. All right, tricky little setup down here now. So we've got a very small range here. So your only opportunity would be a long here at the point of control at the 24,975. Your value area low here is sitting at the 24,962. Obviously, phenomenal risk to reward right here. But from what I have seen, these become a little bit difficult when the range here is so tight. But we'll still take the trade. And as this is a beautiful risk to reward, and we're only risking here 12, 13 points. So again, we're just kind of waiting here. Every trade I've taken so far has been really good risk to reward. And, you know, waiting for one to hit. Today's obviously pretty choppy for the most part. We do what we can here. And then let's see where our... right around there is good. You know, we could probably just put it to break a structure right here. Add about 2 more points there. No, not a big deal. A nice risk to reward here. So 52 points, risking 14. Again, we got to see when and if we can get down there or not. But that's what that trade looks like. We just got an email last night from the school coordinator who's planning the trip that it's supposed to be like 93 degrees next week in DC. So they changed like the dress codes for all the girls and boys. So they're allowed to now wear either a dress or a shorts, which they never allow. But there's going to be a shit ton of walking, man. Glad I dropped 50 pounds for this, because my heavier self would have been... probably would not have been so much fun. They say the walking is insane. My wife did it not last year. The previous year with my my oldest daughter. They went to DC together, and then some of the dads that went on that trip, they also have daughters in my daughter's grade, which I'm friends with, and they've all said the same thing. Yeah, I've been going at it, Grant, since early November, end of October. I've been going at it pretty hard. I got my next blood work coming up when we get back from Washington following Monday. So that'll be the second follow-up since November. First one was great. I mean, all my markers have come down dramatically, but still elevated from where I should be at, but much lower than what they were in October. And then we'll see. I mean, fuck, there's been no sugar, no carbs, no alcohol, no red meat for a good 4 months. I mean, if I can't get the markers down with that. Take care, Mo. Steve, I'm going to share that one because that's a great line. It said positive thinking works better than negative thinking, but if you're facing east looking for the sunset, all the positive thinking in the world is not going to help you see a sunset. That's fantastic. Yeah, I like that. That was really good. Good job, Steve. I think it's sad in general just not to be able to see the sun. Sun's God's gift to us for so many things. I was even reading, I don't know if I was reading or watching YouTube. I think I was reading something that was saying that there's been a rise of cancer, probably in every single attribute of everything we do and eat and put in our bodies. But the study was specifically on the effects of the popularity of sunglasses, I don't know, in the 50s or 60s. And they've seen this huge increase of cancer, skin cancer, or something to do with the eyes, because they say that the eyes are the best filter for the sun, and that we should actually be taking in sun rays into our eyes. I thought that was kind of interesting. I never really looked at that type of approach. So what are we looking at here? Taking out the IB high, possibly? I mean, this has just been a IB range day so far. We stayed in that first hour range this whole time. So what happens here when we test this unbalanced volume area here from sellers? We should see a reaction here, unless their target is truly the IB high.
Oh, I get a shit ton of the monitor glow. And I did try out the blue glasses, but they're on my head so long that they started kind of hurting my temples. I don't know. Kind of picky little bugger. Alright, so we can get rid of this guy down here. Doesn't look like they want to retest that, so I'll take a look for this next leg up here. Let's see how they react here. Most likely they come and at least test out this IB high, I would think. Nice little move there.
I mean, predictability, we stay in the range. We make the most, sense. If there's such a thing. Where you look at it, Steve? Once again, for those of you trading prop, tonight is the last for Apex's 90% off sale. I think I put tomorrow. It's tonight. I could use a lot of mental help in golf for sure. Frustrating game, but I love it. Damn, Keith. Nice. My lowest rounds in 80 was an 82. Had a bunch of 83s, 85s. But I typically stay in that 88 to 92 range. That's my unbalanced volume area for golf. Doesn't feel that way most of the time, though. And pretty small range down here. This doesn't look terrible. I'm not a fan that they didn't take out the IB here, though. So this could be a bigger play to the downside, but we'll see. If I can grab this, there we go. Boom. And then boom right here. So what, risking 15 for 53? I mean, that's asking for a lot here on the market from today, but we'll see. Seems a little strange to me that they wouldn't have taken out this liquidity that's sitting right here at the IB high. Come on, market, do something, man. Well, that was a nice big spike. Well, there was the move. All right, let's see if we can catch some of this momentum here. Drop our risk here. And let's bring this guy. That was the first big move we've had all day. I hope I don't get chopped out here. Come on, market. You're killing me. Man, that was a really strong spike. Well, they took out the liquidity, that's for sure. And now they might take me out. Yep. This doesn't look too good. This might be another retest of IB low. Doesn't look too good for me right here. All right. I mean, I tried getting in on that nice flip right here. I was obviously pretty late on that entry, but like I said, they might come right back down and revisit the IB low. That's a nasty move. Nasty move right there. All right, that's 3 losses in a row. I am done for the day. Get back my profits from yesterday, which I'm not too happy about. That was the first real decent impulsive move all morning. Excuse me. First impulsive move all morning. Ripped through liquidity. That pullback right there kind of really hurt, which is kind of expected. Like I said, we could retest that IB low. I had my stop loss underneath it, but then it's like how much underneath it? I was already at 25 points, which is more than I even really wanted to. So, and the only reason I was at 25 points of stop was to get me under my my flip confirmation right here. That's where I had my stop sitting right here at the 25,115, which is where I got knocked out. All right, we'll be back at it again here tomorrow. Cash Profit Friday. Hopefully we got some better trades tomorrow. I think in majority of all my trades I felt pretty disciplined about. Get rid of this guy. I felt really disciplined about. Took 3 stabs at all really IB plays, and all 3 of them just didn't work out. So it's just that kind of a morning. Price action's choppy, so don't try to force anything. Try to stay patient. No reason to revenge trade from here. All right, take care, guys.